Are you choosing magic in your life or otherwise? I have had a funky, not in the fun way, kind of few days of just energetically, just like feeling in a weird energy. Case in point, the last few days of videos have been very honest as to where I was at. Uh, and then today I just kind of remembered, like, I get to choose the magic. I get to choose to bring moments of magic into my life. And so do you. So do you, my friend. So I've always been a magical gal. I've always loved, the stories of uh, just the mystical, you know, as a kid and as a grown up. And I just think, why choose monotony when you can choose magic? Come on. Um, and what that means to you might be different, than what it means to me. I dare say each of us has our own version of magic. So to me, yes, magic might be, I mean, the Sabrina the Teenage Witch, casting a spell or levitating something towards her, or or it might be, something that feels impossible in the world of physics and what we currently understand scientifically of the world. But also sometimes magic is just choosing or thinking of something and thinking, man, I really like that thing. And then it comes into your world within 24 hours. I'll use an example here. So there was a dress. It's this beautiful slip dress in a nice dark red, a maroon, you could even say, that I almost got many times from the store I work at, and just never did. And then it sold out, and then I hadn't seen it for a couple of months, probably hadn't thought about it for about a month. And then I was just thinking about different slip dresses that I have and what I'd like to get in the future. And I thought of that dress, and I thought, oh, I really should have got that dress while I had the opportunity. That was so silly of me not to get it. Oh well, probably never see that again. And probably within 12 hours, maybe, definitely within 24 hours, I came into work and there was a random anomaly, faulty dress, that exact dress in a size that works for me. And all I have to do is just fix up a seam. And I have the skills to do that. So I got it for a really cheap price, and it showed up for me when I thought it didn't exist for me anymore. So I jokingly said to my boss, because we were kind of quiet that morning, I said, I just manifested this dress in the past 24 hours. So, because we're quiet, I'm just going to manifest that we get really busy this afternoon. And we actually did. We actually did. And then we ended up doing so well. And it was just hilarious to me because we're manifesting things all the time. Like, a lot of the time, we're manifesting through patterns, outdated patterns that are no longer serving us, and it's more of what we don't want. But because we keep thinking about, oh, this thing that I don't want happened again, we just keep thinking about it, we keep ruminating on it, we keep bringing it back, and the universe keeps saying, oh, you want more of that? Then here's more of that. And sometimes you say, I want this thing, and energy of the universe will be like, oh, you want this thing. Okay, great. Here's you wanting this thing. And yep, you're right. You want the thing still. And that continues on and on. So we actually have to move into the feeling of embodying having that thing, um to or can just completely surrender and let go of it. Case in point with the dress, like I just was like, well, that's never going to happen, move on, let it go. And then it came to my life the next day. So wild. And yeah, but like we have to choose, um, what we actually want to be in our current reality, our present reality. Not just what like what we desire to be in our the feeling of being in the desire and the present energy. Do you know what I mean? Like there is there is an alchemy that I think a lot of us struggle to get because um, again it's all those subconscious patterns just operating um, an outdated version of ourselves, um, and it's just not allowing us to step into that magic and that manifestation, being our present reality. Which is why it's so powerful to take the time to clear your mind, to meditate, um, to just tune in to you and your intuition and what's going on for you, because that uh, is the best way to clear your field and ideally you feel into what feeling you're going to be in, what you're going to be feeling when you have your desired reality actually present for you. If you bring it present right in your here and now, it's going to come so much faster. But you've got to notice, like, yes, you might be great at tuning in for 5 to 30 minutes a day, but what are you doing for the rest of that time? And look, hey, I'm always holding a mirror back to myself because clearly I haven't overcome all this either. But just having that couple of wins in my manifesting the past day or so is just cracking me up at like how much we will just actively manifest the things we don't want, and we keep choosing that. And it's like that I keep finding myself going back to old patterns that I know aren't serving me because um that's when my system feels safe, and that's literally, and so I keep manifesting more of the same. And it's kind of wild because I know I want and deserve better, and I am 100% capable of creating that for myself, but I need to choose to intentionally create it and feel into it, um, and choose that energy on a regular basis, and notice when I'm going and doing the opposite in my day-to-day life. When things are, life is lifing, and you can so easily fall down the downward spiral. So, the other, say you are a queen or a king at manifesting and, oh, sorry, meditating, and you tune into the energy and you're solidly in it for, I mean, honestly, I feel like 10 minutes is as generous for daily feeling into being in that embodied energy of your desire, of being in your desired state as your present reality, your actual dream come true. Like 10 minutes a day would be actually a huge achievement to feel into it. Um, but what are you doing for the other 23 hours and 50 minutes of that day? How does your energy feel then? Because that is clearly a huge majority of your time. So you can see how you might really know when you tune in and you take that intentional time, um, what you want to create and how you want to feel and how to step into that. But we do have, of course, we have to consider the rest of the time. And you're not going to be perfect all the time. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that you need to be. I'm trying to say, how can we notice when we are doing the opposite and conjuring the wrong side of the spectrum to us, and then actively choose to like spiral upwards instead of spiral downwards, away from our dream. Just crazy. Yeah. Anyway, I'm a magical gal and I need to believe in magic, even if my version of magic might not be me being able to levitate objects like one of the witches could do in Charmed, which was one of my favourite TV shows growing up. And I may have worked on the reboot too when I did costume in Vancouver. So, hey, I'm not going to say that stuff like that's impossible because, again, my magical mind wants to believe anything's possible. So if you are feeling like, well, maybe me choosing that good energy in order to step into that version of myself that's embodied and has their desired reality in their present, well, that feels impossible. Well, is it as impossible as somebody, yeah, levitating objects? Or is it more possible? I hope you believe it's more possible. I mean, I don't completely not believe that levitating objects is impossible. I mean, well, for one, how often do people get on airplanes and like they fly? Wouldn't have thought that was possible, 150 years ago or so. So, you know, it's only impossible until it's not. So, yeah, believe in magic, and magic will become science when it's understood. But maybe we don't need to understand it to choose to believe in this magic, and we can actually cultivate more of what we want in our life by tapping into this energy. I'm just listening to a fascinating book by Lynn McTaggart. I think I've got her name right. And it's called The Field, and it's about energetic fields. And I'm pretty sure I found out about this book through my coach when I studied energetics and holographics through whole coaching. Um, I'm sure she mentioned Lynn McTaggart because she's a journalist that um, basically did a ton of research with people in different scientific fields um, to do with quantum fields and such. I'm very much generalizing and paraphrasing this synopsis of this book, but essentially she compiled a whole bunch of um, research from different aspects of science where they'd seen interesting data on how we can affect each other's field and our thoughts um, and honestly, from what I've understood, learned and understood through my coaching, I believe that's all true. Like, I do think there is actually some type of scientific backing behind it now, um, but I don't actually need to know that there's scientific backing and read all the things to know that it's true for me. Like, it's true that we can, um, and it sounds airy fairy, but um, things like sending love to someone when they're going through a hard time, or maybe they're having a great time, or they just accomplished something. You can still send them love, like energetically. And I still really value that, and I take small moments to do so, sending that energetic love to people that I care for. No matter if I am currently talking to them or not, um, or whether we have the capacity. Maybe we're in different time zones and it's just been a bit hard to actually catch up on the phone lately. So I just send energetic love, or if I know someone's got a big day that's really meaningful to them, just send them love, um, and send them healing energy too if they need it, depending on what's going on. um, and sometimes I just do think there is just more to this world than we understand, and we might frame it as magical nonsense, like impossible things. But there was so much that we thought was impossible, a couple hundred years ago that science has proven is true and real and measurable. So I believe in magic. I hope you do too. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. Hope you had a good one, and please go and make some magic in your life, my friend.